We don't make milk here. No. Yes.
Oh, because those look like that.
Not quite. Apple cider. All these jugs will be filled with apple cider. Okay, and we use about 4 times this many for the whole season. That's how much cider we make. Now, do you remember when Mrs. Mackey said that farms are fun places to come to, but if you don't listen carefully or you touch something you're not supposed to, you could get hurt? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Well, we're going in a room now where there's machinery. And I want everyone to promise me that you'll keep your hands to your sides so nobody gets any pinched fingers. Do you promise? Okay. The room we're going into now is called our sorting room. Does anyone know what sorting is? Yes. What is sorting?
Sorting is when you have something different than the other thing, and you put it in 2 sections.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Mariah.
A big pile of Legos, all different colors.
Wow.
If you put all the red ones here, and all the white ones here, and all the blue ones here, that means you've sorted your Legos. And we have to sort our apples because some apples we just sell as apples, and some apples we bake with, and some apples we make apple cider with. So let's see how that's done. Come with me, right here. And this top fits down real tight on the box. And the whole box is lifted up into the air, and the apples fall down here onto this belt that's moving. The apples then go through this, and this is where they get a bath. Then they come along here, and the little apples go across this grate here, and they'll drop right through. Because we don't fool with the little apples that much. Then the apples go along here, and when we're sorting, there's 2 people standing on this side, and 2 people standing on that side. And as the apples go by, we pick up every single apple. The first thing we look for is the color. Now this is a Red Delicious. Is it red?
Yes.
Yeah, so it passes that test. Then we turn the apple over in our hand and we make sure it's perfect. There's no marks on it, there's no bruises, no nothing. And if it's a perfect apple, we'll put it in this box here, except there's usually a box here. And those are the apples that we send out to our store and mommies and daddies coming by and take home for your lunch. Yes?
What do you do if there's a rotten apple?
Well,
If
that's
there's
what
an
I'm going to
apple
tell
with
you next.
with a mark.
The next kind of apples, actually, we've got 2 different kinds. What's wrong with this apple? Yes.
It's green.
It's green, it's not red. So this apple and this apple's red, right?
Yeah.
It's got a boo-boo on it. See that boo-boo?
Yeah.
Everybody see it? See it? Okay, I'm coming. See it?
Open
Right
your
there.
eyes, baby.
Is it hurt?
See the boo-boo?
Can I see?
See? Right there.
Look at that. Right?
See the boo-boo?
You know I'm gonna cry.
You can go through them.
See? See that boo-boo right there? See that boo-boo?
Like a man. Sometimes.
I don't think that's the boo-boo right there.
It's the cider roll.
The cider roll?
Room
Okay?
going in there.
When they get up to the top of this escalator, they go into that machine right there, and that machine makes the apples into applesauce. Okay? Now, everybody put your thinking caps on because I have 2 questions. Who can tell me what color apple juice is? Yes.
Red.
No.
Orange.
Nope. Think about last time you had apple juice. What color was it? Yes.
Yellow.
Yellow. And you can see through apple juice, right? If you have a clear cup. Now, who can tell me what color apple cider is?
Red.
Nope.
Green.
Nope. No. It's brown.
Are you guys thinking?
Apple cider is brown. Now, they're both drinks, and they're both made with the same fruit. But the reason they look so different is because when they make apple juice, they peel the apple, and they take the pits out of the apple. So the only thing that they're getting the juice from is the white part of the apple. When we make apple cider, we use the pit, the peel, the stem, everything goes into our cider, and that's what gives it this beautiful brown color, and it also gives it much more flavor than apple juice is. Okay? Now we've got applesauce here, but we don't have cider yet. Come with me. Stay on this side, okay?
There's a lot of flies around here. I don't know if I want to have applesauce.
When we get ready to make apple cider, we have our applesauce. And we have this box right here and a whole bunch of these that we use one at a time. This is called a cider rack. Everybody say cider rack.
Cider rack.
And notice it has holes in it.
Yeah.
That's to let the cider through. So we put a rack in there like this, and then we put this box over top like this. Then we get one of these. This is called a cider cloth. Everybody say cider cloth.
Cider cloth.
Now when we bought this, it was white. But because we made cider with it a bunch of times, it's turning the color of cider. And by the time it gets old and gets a hole in it and we can't use it anymore, it'll be a dark brown, just like cider. We open this cloth up and we put it like this. And then we get the applesauce from that machine through this hose, and we squirt the applesauce into this cloth until there's about this much in it. Then we close the corners like this. And we make a packet of applesauce. Then we get another rack and we put that on it. We open up another cloth, we put applesauce in that cloth, and we close it, and we do it again and again and again and again and again until we have a stack about this high. Then we move this whole thing underneath this machine, and this machine squeezes all those packets of applesauce really hard, and out comes the cider. How many of you have squeezed a wet sponge? What happens when you do?
The water comes
The water comes out. It's the same thing we're doing here, except instead of sponges, we've got packets of applesauce, and instead of water, we get apple cider. Then we use another hose to put the cider into that big tank up there, and it stays cold in that tank until we put it in the bottles that we passed, and we put it out in the store. And that's how apple cider's made. Now, one more thing to show you. Remember I said we make 750 pies in 2.5 days?
Yes.
We have to peel every single apple that goes in every single pie. We don't have a room with a bunch of little old ladies someplace peeling our apples. Instead, we have this machine right here. When everybody just to turn around, you don't have to move, just turn around, and I'm going to show you how this machine works. Excuse me. Now, we put the apples in this bin right here, and somebody's standing up here on this box. And there's a cup right here, and there's a cup right here, and we set the apple in those cups. The cup then swings into here, and this punch here punches through the middle of the apple and gets the seeds and the stem out. Then there are a bunch of knives that go around the apple, and that peels the apple. The apple then drops down through here and goes down that chute onto this here. It's usually down, but because it's clean right now, it's up. Then what we do is we pick the apple up and we put it on this spindle here. It goes down to here, and there's a hammer right here that pushes it through those knives, and that's how they're sliced. Do you remember the bushel? Remember the bushel? We can peel all the apples in that bushel in about 10 minutes.
Wow.
That's pretty good, huh? Now, yes. Well, what we have is we have a tub that's down here, and this shakes. It's shaking all the time, so the seeds drop through and don't go in the tub, and then the apples eventually come off of here and go in the tub. Yes.
The seed. How does the seeds fall inside? Like when they shake?
They just fall through the holes in the screen.
Oh.
Okay, so now you guys saw where we grow our apples, right?
Yes.
You saw where we store our apples, right?
Yes.
Where we sell our apples, right?
Yes.
Where we bake our apples, right?
Yes.
Where we sort our apples?
Yes.
Where we make apple cider?
Yes.
And how we peel our apples.
Yes.
You guys are apple experts now. And you've been very, very good listeners. So now I think we're going to go have some lunch. You hungry?
Yeah.